Angel dies, Judge stays. Sinner goes up to 3 and we win the game. Yeah. Hello, good game. Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. I hope you're having a magical day. Thank you so much for taking the time to support the channel. Judge, jury, and executioner, mono white mid-range. What? Not seen this before, HGG. Well, buckle up, get ready, you guys. I hope you're excited. Smash that like button. And we're gonna take a look at not only the deck list, but we'll reveal the strategies and synergies held within, showcasing all of that within the mythic gameplay footage, finally wrapping up with our final thoughts. Let's take a look at the deck. Judge, Jury, and Executioner is a mono-white mid-range build focused around Faithbound Judge. Holy Toledo's, what a card. We have a 3.6 average mana value, sign of a healthy mid-range deck, 34 non-creatures to our 4 creatures with 22 land, but don't worry, we have the module Amiria's Call, aka Bolt lands, as they'll do 3 damage to you if you want to have it come into play untapped, to help us out, bringing us, to 26, which is really nice for a mid-range deck. We have a ton of field wipes within the build to help control the field state. Doomscar, 4 copies of this. We can foretell for 3 for a slight mana reduction to destroy all creatures at sorcery speed. And then by invitation only, as a new card for 5 mana at sorcery, choosing a number between 0 and 13, and each player sacrifices that many creatures. So this is just a fun field wipe that's new. Really liking that. In the Vanquished is another option, but it costs 8 unless there's a bunch of creatures in play. So I think this is better bang for your money, always having it be cheaper rather than potentially having it be more expensive. But that's what we're doing today, and I think it works out just fine. We'll be playing a ton of white spells on top of Sigardia's Splendor for 4 mana, an enchantment, and when it enters the battlefield, we will note our life total, and then at the beginning of your upkeep, draw a card if your life total is greater than or equal to the last noted life total from the Splendor, and then note your life total again, right? And that process repeats at the beginning of your upkeep every turn. Whenever you cast a white spell, you'll gain 1 life, which is really cool. And this goes quite well with the Hallowed Haunting, 4 mana enchantment, and as long as you control 7 or more enchantments, creatures you control have flying and vigilance. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, create a white cleric token, and that creature's power and toughness are equal to the number of spirits you control. So it's a 1/1, you have 2, it's a 2/2, 3, they're all 3 3s, which is really cool, right? So the Splendor is going to gain us life, draw us cards. The Hallowed Haunting will help us assemble a field state, which is really nice. While we're waiting to get there, we have the Faithbound Judge. Now this is super exciting. 4/4 with Defender, Flying, and Vigilance. At the beginning of your upkeep, if it has fewer than 2 judgment counters on it, put a judgment counter on it. And then when it has 3 or more counters on it, you may attack as though it didn't have Defender, which is pretty crazy. Not great for an aggro build, but perfect for a mid-range build. And we can play it from our grave as the Sinner's Judgment for 7 as an enchantment, which would trigger our Haunting, or the Hallowed Haunting, which is great. And we'll target our opponent, and then at the beginning of our upkeep, we put a judgment counter on it, and then once there's 3 judgment counters on it, that player will lose the game, which is so cool, right? So we're just kind of delaying. We delay, boom, we won. Nice, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You can delay with things like Radiant Grace. Equipping to a creature, either yours or your opponent's, it's going to get +1/+0 and Vigilance. Whenever the equipped creature dies, you will return restraints into play attached to a player, which is really cool. And then creatures the enchanted player controls will come into the battlefield tapped, right? Slow things down a bit, and that's going to stop all of those haste attackers from getting us out of the gate, and I absolutely love that in the current meta. We have single target removal, Fateful Absence, destroying creature or planeswalker. They get to investigate, which is the creation of a clue token. They can pay 2 to sacrifice the Cluekin and draw a card by doing so. Sunset's Revelry for 2 mana sorcery speed. If they have more life than us, we'll gain 4 life. What? If they have more cards in hand than us, we'll draw a card. What? And then if they have more creatures in play than us, we'll make 2 1/1 tokens, which is really cool. Just to slow things down. Again, offsetting our opponent's non-trample attackers, gaining some more life, and replenishing itself with its own draw, which is really, really nice. Borrowed Time. This can exile target non-land permanent until it leaves the battlefield. It triggers our goodies, which is really nice. And Miria's Call to make the Angels will also give everything else indestructible, slowing our opponents down even further. Field of Ruin to control their creature lands and our own creature land of the Frost Dragon if we want. Whew. That's the deck list, you guys. I've been having a ton of fun with this. An original deck that people aren't really sure how to interact with, and that's where half of the fun is. You play Radiant Grace on their creature or something because you know you're going to remove it, and then their creatures come and tap later, but they just like, they can't handle it, right? They're like reading it, they go off of it, they kind of wait for you to concede, they go back, they read the card again. So it's just a ton of fun for me playing with decks that aren't widely adopted yet, right? So it's just you guys on the channel that are going to get to play with this for a few days, and I'm sure you'll have a ton of fun just like I did. So thanks for watching the deck tech portion of the video. We'll bust into the gameplay footage now, but before we get there, if you haven't done so yet, please like the video. It's a way to help motivate me to create great content like this on a day-to-day basis for you guys. You can also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of that great content that I'm talking about. LOL. And yeah, so let's enjoy today's matches. Going first with the Judge. Don't mind if I do, Hugh. Don't mind if I do. We can foretell a Doomscar on turn 2 as well, which is quite nice. I appreciate that. Cave of the Frost Dragon. In play, turn 1. Snow-covered forest, turn 1 with an Ascendant Pack Leader for our opponent. We drop a Plains, foretelling a Doomscar into exile, reducing the cost of it by 2. Our opponent plays a forest into a Werewolf Pack Leader, attacking for 2 with the Ascendant Pack Leader. We are down to 18. Playing our third land, absolutely lovely. Judge in play as a 4/4 Flying Vigilance Defender. Third snow-covered forest for our opponent into an Old Growth Troll. No attacks. Interesting. Field of Ruin out. Splendor out. Pass our turn. There's the fourth snow-covered forest into a Chariot, pushing up the Pack Leader. There is an attack in which we will trade. Troll is now enchanting a basic forest. We can't slay it with the Field of Ruin, sadly. Alright, okay. So, how does this story go? Land in play to 5. Definitely Doomscar. Or tell the other Doomscar. The Old Growth Troll comes in tapped, so they can't immediately crew it. It has to be something else, like a Renin 7 token. That's pretty good, that's pretty good. Hit for 4, taking us below our Splendor threshold. Single draw. The Old Growth Troll is still out of commission, but they've got 2 cards in their hand. We are waiting on our opponent. They're going to rope us. Nice. Class act. I'm sure they were just busy for a quick second. 5 available mana. We could play up to 6, which doesn't get us anywhere. We have to wipe. So we may as well keep the reduced Doomscar. Grab life. Couple clicks. Land in tapped. Pack leader can be pushed up and then crewed. This isn't tapped, so they can't crew it. And now they don't have the mana for the pack leader. They draw 2 lands. We get a double draw. Their oddity goes to the grave, which I like. Now we're at 7. So it's haunting out. Take the chariot. Make the 1/1. They have a land. Cemetery Prowler. Takes our Faithbound Judge. So sad. Oh, it took Doomscar. That's a bunch of land. Chariot to the grave. I like it. They get the draw. We block. Stop 3, taking 4. Below our threshold at 14. Only a single draw. Judge in play, so the Prowler can't take it. We get a chump blocker for the Prowler. The Werewolf can gain Trample. Ren makes another Tree Folk, and we're sitting on Doomscar. Woo! Getting here for 9. Yikes. 3 unknown cards in their hand, and they have a Haven, which we can destroy. Thank you for playing that. I appreciate that. Doomscar out. We gain the life. Let's just do another Judge. We gain life from that. We wouldn't gain life from the Field of Ruin. Three cards in their hand that we don't know about. They're down to 34. They play all the lands in tapped. Holy Toledos. Into another Ren. That's a lot of land, man. If they get a Ranger's Call, Ranger's Class, Ranger's Call, we're gonna lose. But Sinner's Judgment might get down and dirty. I like it. I like it. Ooh, I like it. This will give us Indestructible, and we gain life. So they need Trample. And then some, because we could triple block. Okay, we're good. We are good. Absolutely loving this. Angel dies, Judge stays. Sinner goes up to 3, and oh, we win the game. Yeah. That was super satisfying. Take that, mono green. We beat Ren in 7. We beat the Chariot. And like multiple copies of these things too. That's awesome. Going first, 3 lands with the Judge. Sign me up. We have a Splendor as well. Field wipe at 5 might not be fast enough. It's a good thing we're on the play. If you're on the draw against an aggro deck, it can be kind of scary sometimes. Loving this judge, though. Let me tell you what, 4/4. Flying, vigilance. Eventually it can attack. Eventually it can just win you the game. Like it. Like it a lot. Oh, that is good. That is good. They don't have land for a Wren. So I think we just chill out and try to get this Splendor in early. Next turn we have 5 available mana, which might even just be this field wipe. Oh no, we get rid of the Chariot. Hold up the field wipe, still wait. Oh, beautiful. So we do just field wipe. For good measure. 11. I like how you can... I'm going to start selecting 9s, maybe. Roll, okay. We draw 2 cards. B-E-A, beautiful! And now they're really going to appreciate this, I'm sure of it. Judge out again, and then we enchant the Judge with Radiant Grace. And we just all have a great time together. We have removal. We have exile. I think we have won the game. Do it. Snaggle daggle. Salute, my friend. On the draw, 3 planes feels pretty nice. 2 judges, also not upsetting me. Miria's Call can come in tapped off of the start. Is it turns? Great. I can't wait to play out the rest of this match. What a fun time. I'm sure there's just a fading hopes aplenty, and divide by 0 can bounce the sinner's judgment, which is so sad. This is so sad. Let's try another. This may get countered. Radiant Grace will be bounced as well to the grave whenever they bounce the original creature. So, like, that's not great. Yeah, just go for it, right? Like, I'm sure they still just bounce it. Disruption on the Grace. Okay. I'm happy to actually have that out of their hand, if I'm being honest. Like, that's the best card in our deck for them to counter for us, from our outlook, right? The 2/4/4s, Burn Down the House, Draconic Intervention, the Battle of Frost and Fire, all sweepers available to them. They have single target bounce, single target damage. That can get the job done. So it's looking like it's the single target at instant speed. This gets countered for sure. It was a nice top deck, at the very least, but 2 cards in Foretell. Chances are that at least one of them is a Sot coming. They probably have a Sot coming foretold and a Divide by 0 in hand. So this is a draw discard. They throw both Cinderclasms. They are dead cards. They draw 2. And now they still counter it with a Divide that they just drew. Nice draws, brah. Oh, they've always got it, you guys. They have always got it. Don't worry. Don't worry. These Izzet players will have no problem getting it. Oh, an all-rounds Epiphany. That's great. Here's a Deluge. Okay. That's main phase as well. And they're drawing cards while sitting on a copy of Teaching, which I find unique, because Teaching requires them to have less cards in hand than us to be effective at all. Then an Iteration, which again fills their hand further, replacing itself. Now they'll still whoop our ass. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. How do you beat this deck? You got to go right underneath of it real quick, and that's why they run things like Cinderclass in there too, which is so sad. It's a good deck. It kind of has all its bases covered nicely, very nicely. There's a land, and that's probably Fading Hope. I may as well play against myself. You know what I mean? I hate this deck. They get to scry 1 as its mana is 3 or less. It goes to the bottom, which is good news for us. Okay, let's make the thing. We have a 2/2. A lot of good that does. I guess it blocks Hall of the Storm Giants. We do have Field of Ruin in play to deal with that at some point. To the point where Teaching is active for them as well, right? It's like, just do whatever they want. It's such a good deck. So they get to draw 2. That's good news for them. And they have stuff available. You can tell the way that their turns pass there. Basically, we need to kill that immediately. The judge has vigilance, right? I'm sure they have more bounce effects. They just take it. Okay, that's probably not bad. Yeah, we're still good with the Field of Ruin if we play this other judge. Could be countered. Whatever. Didn't play. End our turn. We don't field until they sink their mana into the hall. These matches are so stressful. You know what I mean? These matches are... they're different. It's like every turn they just get closer to like taking 30 turns in a row that you just can't feed it. And we're a mid-range deck. But it will be a nice match. It will be a good long match, I'm sure of that. We had a 40-minute match earlier in which we won. Sadly, it didn't get recorded. That was live on Twitch earlier. Oh, such a good match. It was crazy. Another Deluge. Dig, dig, dig. They're at 35. We're at 46. They're going down to 33 here, taken into account. 13 cards in draw ahead of us? What? Settle down. I'm gonna take the crow. I mean, I'm sure they have interaction. Ooh. Too bad we can't cast that. I'm gonna take the crow. We make another 3/3, which they'll both be 4/4s or 5/5s. Is it equal to the number of spirits? Yeah. So they'll be 4/4s. They might want to counter this, I don't know. Take the crow. We swing for 9. I cannot believe that this goes through. Wow. How? In what world? We'll keep Amiria's Call in hand. Okay, Pyre is a desperation play. It worked out well for them earlier, so I'm sure it will again. Are you ready? They're about to take 15 turns in a row here, you guys. Are you ready? I have another video like this that I took. Maybe I'll include it, where I had the best field setup ever, and then they just took like 10 turns in a row. It's like, okay, well, there's nothing you can do. After their 3rd or 4th turn in a row, it's like, well, I have nothing left in play. You're smashing me for like 20, and you've still got 4 more turns, right? It is just a doggone goofy deck. Omega Wolves. Wizards. Get this stuff. Oh, God. So it begins. And so it begins. Take another turn, sure. Untap all 10 of those mana. Gulp. I want them to sink the mana into the hall before we kill it. We have ample opportunity to deal with it, but I want to wait. Guaranteed they're just taking more turns. Land in play, they reveal another. They're at 11. They have 3 deluges available, each for 7. 4 cards in their hand, plus something that's foretold. All runs Epiphany much? Guaranteed. Without a doubt. I literally have 0 doubt. You know what I mean? Oh, wow! Nice! I would have never expected. I can almost guarantee you we lose this match. I'll do my best to win, but... Wizards, come on! I'm trying to make original content here. This is what I have to deal with! Collect yourself, HGG. Don't bounce my judges! This is what they do. Take all the turns and then bounce all my stuff. But now their things come into play tapped, which is probably irrelevant other than the gold span. It'd be cool if their land came in tapped, right? As the hall entered, it like tapped itself. It doesn't because it's already in play, but I wish! Okay, so there's a land. They have 11. 4 cards in hand. They could main phase Deluge. They still have 4. Cool beans. Couple cards in their hand, that's for sure. They're down to 25. We're at 45. They've drawn 20 more cards than us. Let's just play another judge, you know what I mean? They're low, right? They're on 4 life. They can't quad block. We keep up Field of Ruin. Interesting. Ripple blocking? Well, if they kick... They're gonna try to kick a Cinderclasm to deal 2 damage to everything? Do I even care? What? They just have bounce spells? Oh, there's... The blocking lines weren't there. The lines had gone away. I was like, what? No way! LOL. We could absence our own judge, but I don't think that's great. I will kill Hall here. That seems so risky. They must have a field wipe. Okay. Battle Frost and Fire. Kill the Hall. They deluge. They might deck themselves. They still have 2 more all runs, and they've got the Galvanics. It's like it just gets worse and worse for us the longer this goes. It's so sad. I think we do a good job against the deck, though, right? It's our upkeep, so if they're taking double turns, we're just fried. But we have to do it. We killed their land for a reason. We have to force them to have it in hand. And I'm sure they do, but there's no way that we can just get around it and wait. They could counter it. Could be a Wari. Simple as that. I almost expect it to be. Shoot! Gotta force them to have it. Force them to have it. And now they probably take a million turns in a row. Where's the Cave of the Frost Dragons when you need it? I guess... Oh, nice. Real good stuff, Wizards. I like that. That was something that should definitely be included within the game, you know what I mean? Definitely include more of that in the game. I think it really fosters a healthy play environment for the community as a whole, especially in Best of 1. You guys are doing a bang-up job. Couldn't be more proud. Thank you so much. Expressive iteration. Let's see them take, oh, I don't know, 5 more turns. Oh, gosh. I wonder when we'll get play again. Oh, wait, you won't! We did everything we could, you guys. We pushed them literally down to the 10 cards. There's 14 cards left in their library. It took everything they had to get us. I'm okay with it. Ryu is it turns. Roberto, much respect. Nothing against you. I loved the match. Thank you so much. But that deck has gotta go. Judge, Jury, and Executioner is one of the funnest decks I've played since Bard class. I don't know about this set, man. Like, I'm just having a ton of fun with it. Cool cards, Wizards. Imagine how cool this would be if, you know, we weren't dealing with All-Around's Epiphany all the time, right? It's hard to play a mid-range deck when Epiphany exists because you can't push out the game. You're letting them thin their deck, draw through it at hyperspeed, assemble all of these copies of All-Around's Epiphanies, all of these galvanic iterations, and then it's just like, they've got 15 mana in play because it's a mid-range game, and then it's just like, kablow! Haha! Right? So I don't like it. Wizards, help us! Please, we need your help! That's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like the video to show your support. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more great content just like this. Join that community Discord. We've got contests, giveaways, tournaments, you name it, all free entry with cash. You guys, you're going to win some dollar-e-doos, help complete your collection, and then you can be a baller Sean Collar just like your boy, right? Have a magical day. We'll see you soon in the next. Take care.